What's up, guys? We are Tottenham TV here, and we have some transfer news today. Kieran Trippier has completed his £20 million move to Atletico Madrid. We had the chance to sign Angel Correa coming the other way as part of the deal, but we have rejected that part of the deal. We wanted straight up cash, so the deal was agreed for £20 million plus add-ons, which is believed to be around an extra £5 million, so around £25 million the transfer. I think he's been a good player for Spurs. We signed him from Burnley for £3 million back in 2014, and for a couple seasons, you know, he was in and out of the side, more out. Kyle Walker was the dominant first-team player at that time. But during the end of his second season, he really started to get a first-team role once Kyle Walker kind of made his intentions known that he wanted to leave. And when he kind of got that first-team role initially, he was fantastic. I thought in most of the games he was getting assists. He was getting forward really well. He had always done well previously when he was coming in as a stopgap for Kyle Walker, and I believe that's where he was at his best when he was number 2 right back. And when he came in for games like Watford, he was an nemesis for them. He really had a good record against Watford, and he was at his best when he was coming in for those big part games. But once he started to get a first team role at the beginning of his third season in 2017, he struggled a bit. I remember a game against Chelsea, his first game of the season. He really struggled in that game. But he really started to grow into the season as first choice right back, and he put in really great displays against Real Madrid at home. Big contribution to that win. And I remember Man United at home in January of 2018. Putting a really great performance in that game. I think it was man of the match as well. So he really started to grow into the role, so much so that Gareth Southgate decided to start him at the 2018 World Cup. Such was his impressive performances, moving Kyle Walker to right back. And as we know, at the World Cup, he was absolutely fantastic. One of England's best players. You know, scoring that free kick in the semi-final to England 1-0 up, and a series of great set pieces leading to England goals. It was a big part of their journey for England to the semi-final. But unfortunately, there was a bit of a World Cup hangover for him. And in the 18-19 season, he did really struggle, in all honesty. Very few performances did he put in where it was, he was at his best, where you saw the best of Kieran Trippier. I can't remember too many assists he got, which is obviously his best attribute was his crossing. So he kind of was sharing the position with Serge Aurier. And I think at the end of the day, maybe given his struggles at the beginning of the season in 17-18 and a big struggle in the whole of last season, we've come to the conclusion that it's time to let him go. And obviously his last performance for Spurs was in the Champions League final against Liverpool, put in a decent display, I thought, in his last game. Unfortunately, obviously we didn't get the trophy, but I do wish Trippier all the best. I think he always put in 100% for Spurs, even when he was struggling last season. I really think he was passionate about the team, and I really believe he really enjoyed playing for Spurs. And I think he was a good right back most of the time. Really creative going forward. I think on the ball he's one of the best right backs you could have, but it's just other aspects of his game that unfortunately needed improving. And we decided it's time to sell. But good luck in the future, Kieran, and hopefully you get a good reception back in the lane. Atletico Madrid is a great club to be going to, so good luck to you. I'm very surprised actually, Atletico. It's a bold move to go for right back like Kieran Trippier for a team who like to defend as much as Atletico do. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on there. But in terms of Spurs replacements for Kieran Trippier, obviously that 20 million hopefully will go towards signing a replacement. There's obviously Max Aarons from Norwich, the young right back. He's kind of a promising option. We've been linked with him, but he's also been linked to signing a new contract. So it's going to be a tough deal to get done because a lot of clubs want him. I think he was probably going to be our first choice option. There's also obviously talks of Dani Alves coming to Spurs on a free. It's very unlikely to happen for me. My brother said he would. It's a no-brainer. He said he would get that deal done, but I'm not so sure that it's possible. I think he's going to demand a lot of wages. And I listen. I would be for the deal. Spurs get it done. I think given the fact there's not that many quality right backs on the market for a decent value, I think getting him on a free transfer, even for a year, and see what happens next year, maybe we can get another up-and-coming right back who's maybe better on the market. It's like how Liverpool did with waiting for Virgil van Dijk. They could have signed as someone else in that window, but they decided to wait for him. And maybe we need to wait for the perfect replacement for Trippier. If there's not one available on the market, if we can get Dani Alves as a stopgap, then I would be all for the deal. I just don't think it's practical. I just think the money-wise, he'll demand too much, and I think it's Spurs aren't ones to, except for, I know we signed Llorente as a backup to Harry Kane, but we rarely sign or spend big money on players who are that kind of age. So it'd be interesting to see if we go for that. I don't think it's likely, but give it. Other than that, yeah, I just want to wait. We'll see. There's also talks of Sakai from Marseille. That's what Sky Sports are reporting in their report of the transfer, that we're interested in signing him, which I'm not that excited about. Again, he'll be a player who I'll be looking to improve on next year, because he'll only be a player I'd looking to sign if there's not good enough right backs on the market, and he's kind of just your last option for like a stable right back who's not going to improve you, but he won't let you get any worse. So it'd be interesting if we go for someone like him. He's 29 as well. It's not like he has a big ceiling to improve, so I'm not sure if we'll go for Sakai. Other than that, it's struggled to see how many options there are at right back who are good enough to come into a title challenging hopefully team next season. That's our aim. But what about maybe Kyle Walker-Peters promoting him, or Juan Foyth? I think Foyth is maybe the likely one who, if anyone's going to potentially become a right back this season for us, it could be Juan Foyth, who could maybe step in at second choice of Aurier's side if we decide to keep Aurier. Obviously, he put in really impressive performances for Spurs at the end of last season at right back. Most can. Notably Man City away, which is obviously one of the best teams in the league, and he performed really well. And then he followed that up with a series of impressive displays at right back for Argentina at the Copa America in their semi-final run. Even the manager, Scaloni, saying that maybe right back could be his long-term future. So maybe that's one to look out for. Let us know in the comments below your good wishes to Kieran Trippier. Let us know who you think we should buy to replace Kieran Trippier. Who should we spend the money on? And are you happy that Kieran is leaving? Like, subscribe if you like the content, and as always, come on you Spurs.